honey is for the bees. The bees eat their own honey. On a larger scale, with the honey industry, bees are repeatedly killed.
And even, you know, it's even more important now, isn't it? Because obviously bees are scarce.
Yeah.
There aren't as many bees as there used to be, say 10, 20 years ago. So it's even more important that we look after them. Bees are making honey
for themselves.
For themselves. They're not making it for us.
No.
And I think it's wrong that we should take that away from them.
I do know there's people who have their own beehives and things. You don't need their honey, I'm afraid. You don't.
And there are good vegan honey equivalents.
Yeah, agave.
I mean, there's loads. There's like coconut sugar syrup and
yeah, you don't
so
need
many
it.
different plant-based alternatives.
It's for the creatures.
I actually heard an interview on the radio this morning, it was BBC London, where there was a phone-in about the importance of leather, and it riled me so much. But then I remembered that as a vegetarian I continued to wear leather and didn't really think about it much.
No.
But actually the leather industry it's all part and parcel of the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, we don't support the meat industry, so why would we support a byproduct of the meat industry?
Well, there's the argument that people are saying that continue to use leather, and especially vegetarians that use leather, they'll say, oh, it's a byproduct because the animals are slaughtered for the meat.
That's what I stupidly said, and it's like, I don't support the meat industry. What's going on in my head?
It's supporting the industry still. It's paying money into that. So why would you want to do that?
I have no idea. And also, a lot of the chemicals used, I mean, this is by the by, a lot of the chemicals used to tan the leather is carcinogenic. So not only are you causing harm to the environment, you're causing harm to the people who are actually involved in the industry. A lot of people who work in the meat industry, I was reading an interesting article about it, that there is a lot of depression, there's a lot of, you know, suicide, PTSD from people who work in slaughterhouses, from people who work in abattoirs. These people don't necessarily want to work in this business.
No. It's also the fact of the principle of it. I mean, why would you want to wear something that's a part of an animal? It's the same with fur. It's the same. It is. People say fur is more extreme, but it's not. It's exactly the same principle, isn't it?
You're wearing the skin of an animal.
Yeah. So you're contributing towards that.
Pure and simple. That it is the skin of an animal. And I only have one leather thing left now, which is a pair of boots. I
wear shoes from Vegetarian Shoes.
I mean, I've got
belts.
I've got them until they wear out.
Yeah. To be honest,
I don't like wearing them.
I didn't really have a lot of leather products.
No, I didn't.
It was mainly shoes and belts.
I had a couple of jackets, and both of those jackets were second-hand. I've never bought new leather.
It's just like you don't need to have a leather wallet.
No, you don't.
Really, there's no argument.
I mean, I need to get rid of these boots actually, because I don't like wearing them. You're ripping away from their family. Oh, what a life.
It's not a life though, is it? It's a life of misery and hell. It's torture.
It's not a life.
And what gives us the right to bring an animal into the world just to serve it up on our plate? I don't understand that.
Some people justify it with the Bible and things like that.
Let's not even go there.
No. Let's not.
Have you ever looked at a gorilla? Gorilla, obviously, vegetarian diet. They live off
one
bamboo.
Of the biggest animals, hardcore, massive animals.
Massive canines too.
I mean, they literally live on leaves. I mean, they literally live on the diet that people think we live on. You know your B12 that you go on about that vegans need?
See, I love this one. I love this.
That animal eaters have.
Yeah.
You know, animals don't have that naturally, that they have to be given that supplement in order for it to go into the food chain for you to get that B12. So where this comes from,
I know,
it's just ludicrous. It's like you're only getting it because a secondary creature in the food chain that you've created has been given that supplement.
I've got a brilliant comeback for this argument, because I read a Facebook thread this morning. Certain vegans that are getting problems with their skin because they're actually eating too much vitamin B12.
Really?
Because that's actually proven that you can actually have too many vitamins where your skin just breaks out and reacts to being bombarded constantly by all these vitamins. So in some ways, vegans probably have too much of vitamins.
Because we're probably more aware of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I take my daily vitamin. I think now I have quite a balanced diet. I don't have any skin breakouts or anything like that.
I do eat sensibly.
Yeah.
I probably have, I wouldn't say I have too much processed food, but obviously as vegans we're always quite keen to eat a lot of processed food because it's new and we like to be, you know, we're quite excited about it. So I guess, you know, you could say maybe, you know, you can overdo it.
When you start your, I always call it a journey, but when you start that vegan journey, you know that there might be things you might lack, like the idea that, oh no, I might lack calcium. Well, nuts, you know.
And also meat eaters and people that eat dairy can be lacking in vitamins too. It's not just vegans. I mean, it's the same, vegans and meat eaters and people that eat dairy.
Everybody on whatever diet they have, omnivore, vegetarian, vegan, whatever, you're always going to get people who are deficient in something.
Yeah.
We're not unusual. I remember my mum, actually, when I was a kid, my mum always going on about vegans having rickets.
Right.
Do you remember that one when people would I ain't got rickets. I've got no rickets. And I don't know of a vegan who has rickets. No. I mean, I think I'm all right. I think my calcium intake's all right.
Yeah.
So I think, so vegans, new on your journey.
Good luck.
You're going to come up, people are going to be nutritionists. When I get angry, I try not to do it too often.
I love it when you get angry. Militant Polly.
I'm trying to talk to people with kindness, and Earthling Ed is actually someone that watch a lot of his videos. He talks to people with kindness, understanding and
compassion.
He's
a good example actually to use. If you haven't checked his channel out, go and do it, because he speaks a lot of sense, but he does it in, like saying, a really calm way that I think actually comes across as more professional and more mature.
Yeah, whereas
rather than someone
I just
who,
go.
But you know, I've done that. I've become angry when people, you know, mention these stupid excuses and these stupid questions. It's enough to get you riled up, but you shouldn't get riled up. You should just, you know, come back with a really sensible answer, and there are sensible answers because it's truth.
So hopefully we've helped you a little bit, because if you are doing Veganuary and this is the start, because some people, we know some people do drop out. I think it's it's around about 61-62% who carried on.
Oh right, okay, that's good.
I'm sure that's what I read.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can help.
Phil will put something on the screen. Go
39%.
Actually, it's
the 39% that don't carry it on. Maybe we can help you. So if you're maybe thinking about going back to the meat or dairy diet, then you know, if there's any question you're not getting answers. I mean, we're not experts, but we'd like to think that we've been through it and we can maybe suggest stuff.
I mean, when people say to me, "How do you continue? How is it easy?" Well, one, it's a joyful lifestyle. It's not a diet.
It is exciting.
It's a joyful lifestyle, because what you know is you are causing as little pain to living creatures.
You're doing your best too.
And the benefits to the planet and society are just innumerable. I said for years I was going to do this, and it's now been 2 years and I've not slipped up once.
I'm almost 2 years, because I was just behind you. I was inspired by you, but I'm loving the experience of it. And also every day is different, and we always come across new companies and new food and new
problems,
ingredients, new problems, you know, stuff in the news, and it's exciting to see so many people embracing veganism. And also, you know, the record this year that more people have signed up for Veganuary, 150,000 plus, isn't it?
And that's just amazing. Wasn't there something like a 900% uptake
it's
of
just incredible.
people buying plant-based food?
You think where it's going to go next year?